Circuit.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Unicorn Circuit, your weekly dose of car news, fanking, crap cars, and baguettes. How you going, Martin?
I'm good. We're coming to you live, but not live, from Paris, in case you couldn't tell.
Behind us is the Eiffel Tower, as you can see. Let me tell you a couple of interesting facts about it. Actually, just Google it. All right, Martin, we're over here. We've been shooting a film, and we've also been at the 24 Hour of Le Mans. Thanks to Michelin, who is a sponsor of Mighty Moog. They helped us get over here so we could make a mad movie. And our audio is coming at you from the Magic Baguette. We took a couple of Magic Baguettes out onto the grid walk. They got a lot of attention, didn't they, Martin?
Yeah, it's like people had never seen people talking to a baguette before. It's like I thought all baguettes were magical, and this is what they did. But we're still getting weird looks even right now. So
we are, Martin. So anyway, France is a strange place full of strange laws and strange things. We'll be getting to those when we get to weird laws, because we're going to be doing a French edition. Probably the other thing we should mention, I think this is coming out to you first on MCM TV2, the Unicorn Circuit. The Mighty Moog sunglasses. These have been in the works for a little while. Polarized, category 3, chopped fingers on there, Mighty Moog on the inside. They come in a box and a case and a little wipey thing. They're freaking awesome. I've had these the whole trip and they've been excellent. It's time for the news.
Okay, everybody, now there could be a lot of very, very interesting news that we could talk about to do with French cars, but we're not going to. Instead, we're going to take you on a little trip to do with the cars that are in Paris. And now, a warning to all our French viewers, because there's probably one of them out of the 38 of you. I know this is going to be like, duh, of course, but for people who've never been to France, it's a whole different thing. And I was trying to think about and work out why it is, and I realised that unlike Australia, you have local manufacturing, and that's a thing. Like, people seem really sort of loyal to those brands. They love their Peugeots, they love their Renaults, they love their Citroën. There's some other weird brands like Dacia and DS and other stuff. I don't even know where they're made, probably not here. But yeah, very, very brand loyal, and they're just like everywhere.
Not only are they everywhere, they're thrashed.
They are.
You see, what did we see the other day? We saw like a Mercedes AMG, like A45 or whatever they're called, just sideswiped, panel damage. I think there's something serious going on in town, because there was just a motorcade going down. I saw a motorcade of 3 or 4 police people with machine guns on foot, 2 or 3 cars with lights on, and in the middle of all of it, a golden Lamborghini in the middle of them, going down the main Saint Germain or whatever it's called over there. Wow. Cars here are thrashed. They are used like a fridge. They're not washed. They're not clean. Somebody out there is going to go, you're generalising. Yeah, I am. I'm absolutely generalising. But what I would say is pick 100 cars, and a higher percentage in France will be completely munted compared to the same number that you could pick from Australia.
Now, it's worth mentioning also that we fully appreciate Paris is not France. And I've heard people even say that Paris and France are like separate countries, just like London and England are separate countries. Fully appreciate that. So we've been a bit of both.
And Montreal and America are different countries.
So we've been both in Paris a little bit, just wandering around, and also out a bit and at a racetrack at Le Mans, which was absolutely just mind-blowingly crazy. If car racing is your thing and endurance car racing is your thing, I'm pretty sure that's the epitome, right?
Cover your ear balls. Spoiler alert, in 3, 2, Ferrari won. It was down to the Gazoo and Ferrari. And Ferrari won. I believe it was the first time they've won since like 1954 or something. Toyota's had a stranglehold on it for a long time. It was taken away from them this year by Ferrari. Let's move on to some car news, everybody. Polestar, they make cars, and their biggest news is they've just put the YouTube app in the car. That's big news. And the other big news is the BYD Dolphin is coming to Australia.
And I believe we have discussed the BYD Dolphin on Unicorn Circuit before. And yes, it's coming after the Model 3 market. Speaking of Model 3s, they're also everywhere in Paris, and they're all black.
They're all black.
The BYD Dolphin, it's a Chinese-made electric car, in case you're wondering. And this news about the Polestar having YouTube, a lot of people are going, my Tesla's done that since like 2015 or before. and you can just chill in your car while it's charging, watching some YouTubes like this. I wonder if anyone out there is watching this on their Tesla. That'd be kind of cool.
One of the most popular non-French cars in France. What do you think it is, Martin? It's a certain car that we saw, and we're like, we don't get these in Australia, but this is freaking awesome. Do you remember what it was, Martin? I've mentioned it multiple times.
No.
Toyota Corolla wagon. Toyota Corolla wagon. These things are all over the place. It seems that people are either driving Fiats, Peugeots, Renaults, Citroëns, Porsches, some Volkswagens, but there's a few Kias, lots of Toyota Corollas, heaps of them, and lots of Corolla wagons. I'm down for it, people. I reckon they're great. Is that all the car news, Martin?
All the car news. It's time to now do Is That Even Legal?
Each week on Is That Even Legal, we like to explore different countries to find out what laws they have that make them different. Sometimes it feels like the whole world is a certain way and the whole world is not a certain way. Little fractions of the world are like pizza slices, and each one's a different flavour, isn't it, Martin? Some are all pepperoni, some are all... Look at that girl's yellow pants over there, dude.
Does it remind you of your Swift?
No, just... Some people here are just wearing nothing, which is really strange. You know, like it is kind of summer here, but there's a lot of just skin to clothing ratio is very different to what we're used to seeing in Australia, which I guess is a cultural thing. Yep. It's what we're here for, to discuss these things. We're talking scooters. We put up another video already. I never know which way to click. I've only been doing YouTube for 17 years. Click on one of them. We put up a little video about the rules around scootering, but we thought that being that it's such an efficient way of transport, here's Martin, do you like riding a scooter?
If it's electric, absolutely.
Martin, would you like to ride along next to me into the Australian sunset on a scooter?
I'd love to.
Illegal. In Australia, it's illegal to ride a scooter next to your mate. You can ride in front of him or behind her, but you cannot ride next to them. In France, no problem. No problem over here.
No problem.
Australia is actually so crazy that in some areas, depending on where you're riding, they will apply your car license demerit points to it. So we're talking about you losing because they get you for unregistered, unlicensed, uninsured, the equivalent of if you had a car. I think it's a bit silly. I think it needs to change. I'm not getting all political about it because I'm sure someone somewhere is like, that's all political. It's actually practical is what it is. It doesn't pass the pub test to not let people safely take their car to their job or close to their job, then get on their scooter and travel on. Martin has a few ideas about what we could do to possibly legislate it and make it work a little bit better.
The ideas I have, but before I say that, I just want to also point out, for example, when mobile phones became a thing, people would just like drive around and they would use their mobile phone, wouldn't they? But then the laws caught up. So there's like technology and then there's laws. And the technology is usually in front, and then suddenly people sit around, generally old people with white hair in a room, and they go, we need to make up, but we need to work out what to do. And then they do. So here's some things that you could do. Licenses. Licenses are easy. License connects the person to the scooter. That's the whole point of a license plate. Connects the car to you. So if dumb shit happens with that car, it's connected to a human. The human's responsible for the car. Makes total sense, right? Just make the human responsible for the scooter. How do you do that? All right, all the licenses are on digital apps now. So you just have a thing on your app that says you need to pass the scooter test. They don't need a riding test. Everyone can ride a scooter. What they need to do is go, here's what you do in a bus lane. Here's what you do in a 50 zone. Here's what you do not riding next to your mate. All the laws that they've already got, some of which are silly and some which make sense. You just make sure people go, yes, 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 understand it, do a test, bang, $50 a year or $50 for 5 years, whatever it is, bang, scooter license. I reckon that's coming anyway, by the way.
I found it hard to concentrate on that section because I reckon very close to me, within hearing, less than that. I reckon 1 metre from me is an old fella, also in a bright yellow shirt, just staring at me.
Swift.
Just full legit. Bonjour. Anyway, that's the laws. Martin, next up, we're going into... Is it conspiracy hat cat time, Martin? Is it time for conspiracies?
I think it might be.
Every week on the Unicorn Circuit, we like to explore different areas of the internet and the human psyche to try and uncover what it is about humans that makes them tick. Sometimes conspiracies are convenient answers to complex questions. And this week, Martin, we're staying with the French theme, and we're talking about the conspiracies around scooters. There's some incredible people around here. That girl's hair looks like troll doll. Like actually all different colours and spiked up. This week, Martin, I believe the conspiracy is about scooters.
We actually know the answer to this. So why is it illegal to ride a scooter in Australia? Do you have any guesses?
Martin, a journalist friend told me once, follow the money.
Follow the money, people. You know what? It takes time to enact the licenses, like the thing I just told you about before. It takes time. And if you don't clamp on it, you will miss your window to make money, because if people just get used to the fact it's free, like bicycles, for example, I know a lot of motorists hate the fact that cyclists can just do whatever they want and don't pay for the roads. Well, good luck trying to clamp down on that now. Imagine saying to everyone and every kid who gets a bike, you need to go get a license. Electric scooters is different. It's not considered self-propelled, even though you can make a bike probably go twice as fast as what a lot of these scooters are locked to. Follow the money, people. The reason that they're illegal is because they have not worked out how to make money from it, and they're purposely keeping it illegal, even though they know that it's a freaking brilliant idea to let people get around, particularly urban areas that do have bike lanes and do have room and big shoulders and all this sort of stuff for scooters, and they know that they're also sustainable because you can charge them off solar. They know, people. They know. All of it. I'm still watching you.
There's a fair argument that riding around... It's this old mate here. I hope he was entertained. There you go. We've got freaking 40 viewers now, Martin. There's a fair argument that flogs fapping around on scooters could hurt someone, little kids or other people. But what I'm not sure about is back in the day when people were riding horses and bicycles, that was possible as well. And is a scooter more dangerous than a bicycle if it's in its own lane? You know what I mean? Like, is it? It's probably just access. Maybe people that are into bicycles are into bicycle culture. There's like some respect around that. And maybe scooters are like the jet skis of the land, just ridden by absolute flogs. You know what I mean? And so maybe they're worried about, like, if you put a bunch of jet skis by the water and you just tap your app and off you go, then those people are not going to respect the rules as they should. What was the actual conspiracy again? Oh, that they're not illegal for safety. They're illegal because they can't be taxed.
Yeah, they're illegal because they haven't worked out how to make money from us again. That's it. That's why. Next up is mycrapcar.
Each week on mycrapcar, somebody sends us a video in. I mean, you meant to, but sometimes you freaking don't. We're in Paris. There's crap cars everywhere. So right now, we are bringing you the crap car. It's not our crap car, but it's a crap car that we're going to find on the street and then insert it into the edit to make it look like we'd already found it. We haven't done it yet. We will do it afterwards. And then after this clip goes in, we'll talk about it as if we've already seen it to make you think it was real.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to mycrapcar Paris edition. Now, I'm very aware that this is a Fiat and it's an Italian car, but it's interesting for a few reasons. One, it probably shouldn't be in the city because it probably doesn't pass the smog test, but certain cars, when they're on historic registration, apparently are still allowed in. Every other car is supposed to have like a little sticker that says what they're allowed to bring in and what they're allowed to not, based on how much pollution it makes. So that's what's been going on. This one has some excellent hail damage. It looks like someone has danced on the roof, like a Twisted video. It's covered in shite. The door, it features a lot of marks all over it where people have done opened their door on it. It's even missing the Cento, so it's just a sinkway at the moment. Why do we like this? So what's interesting about these cars is they actually one of the few cars in the entire world where the engine was mounted both transversely and longitudinally, which is longitudinally. What is that even is that? Longitudinally. And there's a 740cc and like a 1 litre or around that available for this particular vehicle. This one's just chilling here in Paris, obviously still being used. It's got a pass on there that probably says I'm allowed in the city because I'm old enough to not care. And yeah, some of the crazy stuff that you see around France. Although I have to say, and the reason we stopped when we saw this, is you mostly see newer stuff. You mostly see that stuff. In this case, mad old Fiat.
How good, how crap was that?
It was just the crappiest thing, man. And so very typically Paris, wasn't it?
It was just utter crap.
What you can expect to see around this parts, basically.
Yeah. Do you know what really bad cars are called in France, Martin?
No, what?
Utter crepe. Thank you. Thank you very much. Martin, I do believe, what else do we do now? Is it story time?
We've got story time, random eat bag, and mailbag.
Okay, great. Well, I've got a story for you all, Martin.
And random eat bag is not happening right here. Random eat bag is about to happen. Don't you worry.
Oh, dude, it's happening here. I've got.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you? Did you bring something?
Yeah, I did. All right, no, we're doing it right here.
Cool.
We've got something for you that's awesome. Everybody, let's dive straight into story time. This is a quick little story about Le Mans. We just came back from there, and one of the things that is amazing that I found about Le Mans is it's not just about the cars racing, it's all the support that has to go into that as well. So many people, so much money, it's absolutely insane. And while walking around the back lot, I don't know if you'd call it the back lot, but while walking around the back lot, I saw something that hadn't occurred to me needed to be done. And that was a man and a Ferrari truck washing race suits. Now, the side of the Ferrari truck, which was like a freaking Optimus Prime, slid up and open. Out the side, he had a washing machine, and he was washing the people's race suits. And so to you, sir, I salute you. That's my story. What have you got, Martin?
The other thing that was pretty interesting there, which we're going to show you more of course, we're going to show you much more of this whole adventure, we hope to, is that there was 8,000 tyres brought to that track, just Michelin's, for all the different cars. The number is just mind-boggling, the amount of back and forth that needs to happen. But also, interestingly, they're also working on sustainable tyres. So it's actually, in terms of materials, only half that is new materials, which is kind of cool. But all these guys, because you might say, well, why is it 8,000 when there's only so many cars? Because you've also got sets of hard tyres, soft tyres, medium tyres you've got to change constantly. So you've got to have multiple sets of them. Then wets, then super medium wets or whatever they are, all different colour coded, all ready to go.
I think they get 14 or 15, depending on the class, 14 or 15 sets. So we're talking about 60 tyres a car.
That's right. And then they've got basically a giant temporary portable factory just filled with people that are changing tyres constantly, getting them all ready for the race team. Not only that, the wheels people. Now, you might have bought a set of wheels for your car. Maybe you got some rubbish off Marketplace. Maybe you bought something like Mad, brand new, and JDM, and it cost $2 or $3 grand. Each one of these wheels that these race cars use has to be next level quality. So they're big forged massive race wheels, whatever it is, and all covered in tyres, and a lot of them it's controlled sizes as well, so pretty awesome.
I just wanted to give everybody a quick look at what's going on around us here. So there's not as many people as down at the tower, but down there, let me see if I can, oh, whoop, here we go. Over here, everywhere you go, someone just says, "Do you speak English?" And then when you say yes, then they say, "We don't want money, just sign this and give us some money," which is a bit weird. Martin has started speaking to them in Japanese, and that seems to be effective. So what I would say is, if you don't know many words, I would say learn a couple of words in Japanese, and then you can use them. Oh, there goes the pigeons that are legit drones. They're not actual biological creatures. Then you can use your Japanese to try and stop people scamming you out of your hard-earned freedom tickets. Was that story time, Martin?
Yeah, story time. What's our eat bag? Do you legit have an eat bag?
Absolutely, I've got an eat bag, Martin. There's more going. There's multiple takes going on over. You must get the perfect photo at the tower. Look how big it is. You can't even get the whole thing in. You can't even get the whole thing in on one shot. So you must get multiple shots each time to make sure that you are Instagramming the correct version of yourself.
How many people are here talking into baguettes? Because we are getting extensively watched just for the baguette cam.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people around. That said, Martin, there's less people than I thought. When we were at Le Mans talking into the baguette, it was high profile entertainment down there. I can tell you what. Here, there's a little bit less. Oh, Martin, it's Fanking. Oh my goodness, we almost forgot the best. Are we really going to
Fank in somewhere this classy? We're going to go there.
Yeah, well, we're absolutely, Martin. We're going to. All right, here we go. Fanking is the delightful art of recontextualizing a product's name by taking a photo of it down near your crotch. I'm getting 3 Fanks that I've got off the official Fanking Facebook group. Here we go. Number 1, number 2, 3. Oh no, we need a 4th one, Martin. Drum roll, please. And there it is. Fank of the week. That was really funny, wasn't it?
It was so good, especially the French themed ones. They're my favourite.
We couldn't actually see them. So what we were doing was we were just pretending that there was Fanks there, but there was actually, we didn't know what they were because we're going to get them
Don't
later.
tell them how this works. Like, don't tell them, because then they'll know.
We're revealing what's actually going on. Okay, so Martin, next up it's time for the very last one, which is going to be the random eat bag. There's many pigeons going around here. There's pigeons absolutely everywhere, and there's costume changes, and I think that's what's going on, Martin. We could do a costume change, except I don't think we'd...
I was wondering why someone was literally getting undressed right next to my face.
Yeah.
Like right behind me.
Again.
Was getting changed.
Yeah.
Through there, somewhere.
Yeah. I think there's
Okay, sure.
There's multiple jumpings going on. Martin, I would like to now take us into... This is the most professional version of this show we've ever done.
This is a chill. That's because it's like just a chill afternoon version.
Yes. There's many different people doing different poses, you know?
I mean, people watching is a thing in Paris. You know about that? The whole people watching thing? Yes, that's why all the cafes...
Old people?
No, people watching. That's why all the seats face outwards to the street, the boulevard, so you can just watch people and watch... It's a thing. It's not really like that in Australia so much, is it? Like, people watching isn't like a sport like it is here.
It does appear to be a sport, Martin. I mean, there's a lot of it going on. There's a lot of people, but there's even more people down here, down the other way. Anyway, I don't know if anyone's actually still there. If you've stayed with us for this long, then thank you very much. I do want to remind you about the Mighty Come On sunglasses. They're freaking epic. We're getting to the random meat bag, Martin. I've been using these the whole time, and there's more going on. There's photos out the wazoo going out here, people. And look over this side. Look over this side. There's gardens here. There's school excursions going on. It's just out of control. Martin, it's time for Random Eat Bag. Every week on Random Eat Bag, we expand the mouth hole and we put something new in it. And this week we have the most French snack and treat that you could imagine. Martin, do you know what it is?
I hope it's something good.
It's excellent, Martin. Have that bit of baguette. That's what we've got. See? So we've got a little bit. This is a bit of French bread. And this is basically what people eat for breakfast over here. Lunch and dinner. At breakfast, it's eaten with jam. At dinner, it has jambon et fromage, which is ham and cheese.
So a little bit stale. But stale's good because it gets harder, which makes it a better microphone.
Great. There it is, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this very special episode of the Unicorn Circuit. Why are we here? Well, my good friend Martin booked us the wrong flight home. Thank you, Martin.
For anyone playing along at home, when it says returning on, that's the day you leave, not the day you return on. Just saying. So I got it one day wrong. But it actually worked out really well. I had a great day.
We had a day. We did a little bit of shopping. I bought a bottle of water and a pair of socks. And Martin, what did you buy?
I went to the Champs-Élysées, one of the most exclusive shopping strips and most famous places in the whole world, and bought socks. That's the kind of person I am.
Well done. All right, that's the Unicorn Circuit. Thank you very much for watching. I'll put a link for the sunnies down below. I don't think anybody knows about them yet.
No, they don't.
I don't know if we've even switched it on the store yet.
The first. You will absolutely be the first.
Great. There's so many super awkward things happening around me. The girl just over Marty's shoulder is getting into her third costume change. Anyway, that's it. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye. All right, Marty's now helping out. What a legend. Look at him go. Yep. There he goes.
One more.
What a boss. Good on you, Martin.
I do what I can.